Warahmatullahi wabarakatuhu mnabigana nkulamusaka era nkubuzaako amacyago gali gatya obulamu butambula butya era nga nkimanyi nti buli omu embeera gy'alimu alina waalira buli omu alina waagira buli omu waali walabira omusana naye nga nyongera okuba nti nkugumya nti tobaako nakweraliikirira bina bijja kuba nti bitereera weekwasa Mungu ajja kuba nti akumalira ensonga zonna. Tali nkataga emmanya program the sharp talk nokuna vutamu ebyatuuse edda era nga munyumba mwali otabani w'omugenzi Yowaana Mirundi mama wange Namatovu mama nkulamusa era nga nyongera okusabira atamani sanitizer we ye munna era ongera okubanga tubajjukiza nti bannange nange mpadde bannange twongera okuba nti no twekuuma ekirwadde COVID-19 mu ggwanga mwakyalimu abakusobola okunyuma tugende twegemese era tusobola okubanga tugende twegemese twerinde ekirwadde kuba nawookera mu ggwanga akyalimu era osobola okuba nti nogumwe nyini social distance sigala ng'ogikeepinga abaana baze ku masomero tubeere sobola okuba nti banne tuteekawo kajjanja abazadde obuti omwana ku ssomero tugenda kuba tulinyirirayo buli kaseera tubaleke abaana basobola okuba nenga bingi ebitambula mu tugenda kuba tubatuusaako amawulire mangi ebintu bingi ebitambula mu ggwanga tulaba amafuta gabuuza amafuta gafuusa otufuta tulaba amasomero kati badduse na mu kkooti balakuba nti bagamba nti ebisale by'amasomero birinnye waliwo omuzadde yagambye nti yagenze ku ssomero mugamba nti ate olina okuwa n'emitwalo ebiri ku etaano gya sako tikyazi sako ekiri Uganda bana ekifumba mutuku wamu n'okubanga era bakyali kubaga n'empaka ku baana abalina embuto banaasoma tebasome n'ensonga era y'okuba abaana bayokeza wamu n'okuba nti Kampala yafuuse Kampala kyali kuba nti otukizibwa kuba nti tunira ku makubo wamu n'okuba ebintu si byangu muzeyi Tamale okuyita e Kampala okugeza okuba nti wamu n'omukulu Sseggenya Alan Ssewonya ne bagamba nti bana yeni yupi mutusuliridde mwagaza kumakolayo kamuko kamwe kalakasa ne mfuma parliament temuddangamu entalo nyingi ziri mwene yupi ya NP agamba nti tukyali wamu n'okubanga Uganda iro ndazemo kubanza zitesaganya katandikira muzeyi Tamale nyatandike n'ensonga ya mafuta ne batandikira fuel crisis mufuta gafuusa mafuta
andi kakati mwe kibakola obubi somebody came to me nangamba nti once write a book about history, the history of Uganda. Well, different from other earlier books. The book you will end up writing is the same. Why? History is the same.
Okay.
Uganda have not independence.
1962.
9
October.
Kati oli kikyusa oti.
Tosobola kikyusa.
Kakati agenda okukyusamu yagamba. Why did we get independence?
On such a day.
Twali bakwefuka mu February. Koti n'ayagala akonsaidinge n'emmengo Buganda
luyalangirira. Okay.
Yefuze. Baba DP abali baba secretary ruli.
Okay.
Kakati a historian ekyo takimanyi. You must be a political scientist. History is a recording, a political science is the analyzing events. Ati ebintu ebisinga obungi mukoma ku symptoms.
Yes, tutukola ku kinyusi kyennyini.
Reason. Let us look one for oil. Fuel prices.
Yes.
Why didn't we have fuel prices during the lockdown?
The lockdown.
Two issues. One, many vehicles were impounded. The only remaining vehicles would use, even if we did not import.
Agalo Garigamala.
Garigamala.
Okay.
Because the purpose for fuel had been reduced.
Yali wansinyo.
But the president stressed one thing. We must ensure that trucker drivers enter Uganda.
True. Buchali.
And the president said that he gave a number of, as usual, is not sort of solutions. Yatuka nuka batambule n'emmere yaabwe. Mubateke mu gazetted
areas. Yes.
Mubakebere egundi COVID muba monitoring we musanga results to the inflow
ebirenge sigalenge aweri
neighboring countries. If now the economy is opened now, how come that you have a
fuel crisis? Nze Tamale abavuga taxi bagamba they complain nti sente ezobakebera COVID-19 ku borders ziri waggulu era balabiddwa ku ng'emmotoka biri kilometers nga 40 bipakinze.
Where did the Museveni who was very friendly to the trucker driver
mu lockdown kati yabuliddewa
nabagamba nti mu gavumenti ya Museveni mumwe sabotage
Lockdown yali fende gye bali. N'abantu bayitawo bulungi nnyo nga bwe baagala.
And what they are doing, we are going through. When you have a strong opposition and you have an old president, mubeera bulungi. Tukiyita bipolar.
A strong opposition,
yes.
An old president.
Nobody more opposition, the government, make sure that they don't become orphans. What have the Tanzanians done? Omukazi bw'alemeddewo n'atategeera nti Omuzanzibaali omusiraamu nga mukazi nga tavudde mu mainland nga Kikwete tasobola kuba bwe kye bamukoze Tanzania balina political maturity. Sipiika avudde mu gavumenti n'agenda mu opposition. Yes. Kakati as we approach the elections, this woman, it will dawn on this woman bajjamu tugamutana. Okay. If we sponsor you, are you more important than Chama cha Mapinduzi? Because if we sponsor you, Chama cha Mapinduzi will be defeated.
Will be defeated, true.
Although, on Chama Mapinduzi yafudde but we cannot form Chama Mapinduzi A and Chama Mapinduzi B.
Tekisoboka.
Omukazi ajja kuvaamu.
Ibo kiri.
Bw'anaagala bamukubaka.
Bajja kuba bukubi.
Chama Mapinduzi akole ki? Aluzinge. The issue of Chama cha Mapinduzi cannot end. Bayinza n'okutta. Gwe ligasa gye bali bakipinze. Ate gwe kye tuyina. Opposition teriiwo.
Wano mu Uganda.
Kano tukayita kazu. The battle is inside the palace. Naye nga mu palace namwe mulimu eyazimbamu gavumenti eyiye. Kyova olaba naye alina swings zaakola bw'ati.
The government within the government.
Mulimu ezi. Nti ono ekyokubiri I wonder, where is the intelligence issue? Why are we reactive like a fire brigade, not preemptive?
For tukola ibintu bimaze kukola ki?
Fire brigade
methods.
Nti when did we ever have this shortage?
Eyamafuta. Twabirako ne shortage eno Kenya byabirako mu kalulu waawo ne bekalakasa ne bagala yes.
Kakati lwaki eno tukiyina? A political science like me, I tell you, this question of trucker drivers that it did not arise at the time nga is manufactured by the subterfuge.
Mzee Tamale, kyogeza ko gamba nti ensonga nengaga otwala kusukali bwe yabulirako nga bamuhodinze.
Yes. And
it's one. Okay.
Two, Nabagamba have written a book why Uganda should prepare for a Raila Odinga presidency. Nabaganda Museveni inexcessive. Museveni suffers from the Lucifer theory. Lucifer theory dictates that a person you have helped in the past pays you badly in the future.
Gonyegere yali kusambya.
Yes. President Kagame, one would say, Bava one.
Bwekiri.
If they had Obote had expelled the Rwandese, Obote Yagamba, having kept this Ibania Rwanda for 50 years, is it impolite to tell them politely to go back home? They were saved by Museveni. Why? They joined the rebel ranks.
Okay.
Otherwise, they would have fled to Tanzania and Congo, where they wouldn't get access to arms to go back. How have they paid us? The border is close.
Now close to 3 years.
I remember when we went to the by-election, Wambabas, Nedbaluga, President Yatuko Gamba Abantu, Timuvema Vega, Mumbolizi, why they are not going to vote in Babas? Mumboli, Tabeda, Museveni said, Timumunzi Jako. This is the presidential material. What happened yadduka Kenya nga muyamusibi yadduka kamiti nayingira amaziga ga Kenya. Immediately crossing into our waters, he was escorted. He was received by Major General Muhwezi in Uganda, given a house here. We almost went to war with Moi, demanding that Raila should go back. Museveni refused. Museveni said, I made a mistake. of returning 3 people to their home country, which is not in name, will never do it again. They are killed. We gave Raila safe passage, nagenda mu Nordic countries. That's what God is called.
Okay.
We must prepare. There are allegations into supporting Ruto, and that Ruto has established radio stations in Uganda.
Those are not allegations. Ruto ajja waneno
visits. You know, paralyzing the financial mass of your enemy. Of your opponent. This is why enough of Tubera mu Uganda. Centers of Bobby Wine in opposition to the Missa.
Okuyingira eggwanga. Kituufu.
Kakana bano bakimanyi. If it is true that Ruto has the fuel companies
mu Uganda wanene,
you will make money here.
Azikose mu kalulu.
Bakukuba.
That is on number 2. Yeso twagirabyeko waliwo ali mu government yakola ki
agizanyira
kati endeyo kubiri mulimu erimo Odinga politics we Kenya
tagala Museveni.
Okay
bakitegeera if you want Museveni not to interfere in your domestic affairs, create
troubles for him,
domestic trouble
abinga solving troubles abe mu kigo
abe kugwe.
Okay
ekyo tukikola take the problem the water to your enemy's door.
Abirenga ya afana bibye yana nabyo bigenda kukola ku
biki ayina kuyingira mu campaign yo
kutegeera,
but when he is comfortable
ngafanya kimusumbuwa
kakati kankubuli if you have NRM people who are not opposed 10 kitegeeza they can be a problem
yes true
eriyo wabwe tebabeerayo batawanya constituencies endala
kuba ayamanya eno yayitamu kangene nonya akeri.
Yes is why previously we were electing the president first. Netugenda muki?
Netugenda mu parliament.
Which was profitable. Yeah. Once you lose the presidency, you can stand as an MP. If you fail to stand as an MP, Bobi Wine would be in parliament. Kubanga ba president wali bulemi.
Yabada jabuzi wano ku parliament. Yes.
Kati bagamba after electing the president influences the subsequent elections. They lost. Eyali badde kansala bakumye obwemu pibera
kansala kituufu
n'ebironde badde
olunaku lumu
kakati you lose.
True.
So bwe nkugamba ti abasajja ba Kenya bali bagamba ti create domestic problems for him. Nabagamba why did Rwanda close the border near the elections? Abanyarwanda bangi Bannayuganda balondera wano n'amaka gaabwe. Rwanda is the follow. Era nabagamba at one time the two countries will emerge or one of them will dominate
the other.
Kubanga the follow back position of the follow back state of the Banyarwanda, the Tutsis is where?
In Uganda.
If it took the Tutsis 50 years to go back to Rwanda, it can take the Hutus 100 years, but they will go back to Rwanda. How can you have a country where 40% of your population tell me they are in the diaspora?
Tell me Gwanga wao. 40%.
Yes. Ngabali mweke zaidi.
So alarming.
Planning to go back. Well, it will be vice versa. Gaddafi yaleta ekiteeso ne bamuyita musiru. Gaddafi yagamba timudira abatuusi bagende Burundi. Mudira abakutu abali e Burundi bakole ki?
Bajje
Rwanda. Amawanga. A Hutu nation
and a Tutsi nation.
They did not look into Gaddafi's as good.
By the nature of the Chiyamba.
But they are different. Kati nga mu Baganda Omulundi ayina ebiteego Omunyarwanda talina. They can be different.
Yes.
So nkugamba nti mi kati ezo zisulia factors. If we have soldiers in Congo, does Uganda have the practice of having oil reserves? Amini yayina reserves ejjinja nga za myezi 6.
Nga nebero kwasiza mwezi mukaaga tutusiga tukola
kubanga buli lwazibanga Suez Canal nga abawala balona n'abayisraeli tetufuna mafuta. So countries started storing oil.
Okay.
Ate nga ne consumption yali ntono nnyo. Amin yayina reserves ejjinja nga za myezi 6. Amin yayina silos ebyaji bya gavumenti bya muntu kati. These were the silos in Jinja were a donation of the Italian government. Bya muntu. kakati mumugere ne mugamba mubere n'ebyaji. Where is the charge for government?
The government
tell me peasant to have a charge. Where is your charge?
The government ndabira kuchi.
Nga katola bafa abashiriki. Abashiriki mubeera n'ensawo n'ebibbo nekimuteekamu ssente. Singa osanga ng'olina strategy ya ssente weewolamu is a local bank naye tezikulabya ennyanja.
Leka naawe mwewolamu nozaayo
is a bank.
Mutekemu n'amagoba.
Bajja bakuteramu interest. Yes. Kibaba nti kakati ngufu abagagga temuli 100. Mazike gokka. Izo kwata milioni 10 nozeewolamu. Muba wa interest mu kifo ky'okugenda abafere bakubbi. Where is it? Do we have this practice of having, because they say NRM does not believe in wastage. Even the Minister of Disaster Preparedness does not have a budget. When we have a disaster, we can collect money from other ministries and we solve a problem. We cannot keep money there. Where scarcity. But you should know this in the state. A state must have reserves. Why do we have reserves? How do I paralyze these people? Abali Congo. Amajega
abagari Congo.
Deny them fuel.
Ariba na research
naliwo bamuteka kuwo public
ekoleki
ekabe
ekyatusedda olabanga abantu bagula mafuta kati petro ali ku mutalo gw'omwezi 2
ensi yamwe yetayina basajja batuula kubala
banalizinga bitunga bibiri
kati abafere bo banoonya kukibbiramu abafere bo banoonya kukibbiramu.
Okay.
So when we sit down, the reason why I can talk of I can be hosted on several
media platforms and houses.
Mine are not reactive. Mine are lectures, not talk shows.
Yeah.
Lectures.
Yeah.
To tickle your mind. If the president had ensured, even when we did not need much oil, because most of the vehicles were taxis were public vehicles, only government vehicles. But Museveni ensured that there was uninterrupted flow. Aba National Task Force batugamba nti ku ssente ze bakozesa Kamulege yayisoka naye wanudde bajja bayola basajja mmwe. Because it's not me who is documenting. Many people are documenting. Ojja kulaba Kamulege yabo nga badduka yali ku National Task Force. Some of the money has been allocated to buy a modern testing machine at the borders. Where is it? Kamulege ya. Hiyo machine iko wapi?
But let's have Tamale.
Kamulege yammwe there will be omanyika mbabuli. Empuuta bw'ebeera mu nnyanja etomera amaato g'abavubi naye tumanye nti amaato geetomera zembaawo kwe baligitemera negikumako omuliro
zembaawo zigenda okozesebwa.
Empuuta is preparing his firewood. It knocks boats, canoes of fishermen. But every canoe knock out, the empuuta knocks out, becomes a firewood. And ekimeza kwe bagitemera. Kakati the Kamulege I saw Kamulege and his team. Kamulege special, telling us that some of the money that we have collected at the National Task Force has been used to establish a fast testing machine at the borders. Kamulege, Mr. Kamulege.
Where is the machine?
Where is the machine?
But truck drivers.
There will be a time of accountability.
But truck drivers bagamba nti Kenya testing zikolebwa ku bwereere ate free cost ne Uganda ate bolo charge sente ate mpitirivu ate buli mulungi
ate kitegeere because these people are operating out of business acumenship ebyabwe bya kifere bo tebakusuubula tebakola ki monopolism. Do you think nti a truck in fact gamba buli it reveals that there is a sinister motive because usually it is a consumer who pays. Fuel will have been increased in Uganda, but available.
Yeah.
These taxi trucks drivers and the companies will tell you that because of the cost of vaccination in Uganda, we have increased the price of transport. What about the rail we have been talking about? The standard gauge rail. Where is it? Where is Uganda rail? Where is it? And do you believe that the Kenyans were happy for you to divert the pipeline to Tanzania?
They were not.
And then they borrowed the money in the preparation of this. That's why I have no appetite to do a PhD.
Professor.
And the only university I know is Simakerere. I have an appetite to do a PhD in Makerere.
What?
A professor of mathematics in Juba University. When Southern Sudan attained independence, they looked at the oil. There was the pipeline through Khartoum. The Baganti Atubala. Bashir Bulirita Efuruma Ajibala. So he knows our revenue and what he will tax us.
Okay.
This professor of mathematics in Juba University was assigned to look for an alternative. The man said, when we take the Ethiopian route, waliwo akasozi akali steep tujja kwetaagisa obi tractor ebisika amafuta n'akalikyulating amafuta
agenda okozesebwa okusika bitwake bigenda okozesebwa okusika ebigundi ebiri eri.
He looked at the Kenyan route and he preferred the Kenyan route. Where have we benefited from these professors?
Batubalirako ffe nti omujumite Tanzania
on paper. Even the man who has liberated the health fraternity, the medical fraternity, alimu herbs, alimu miti, ajirima buli mikati.
Mzee Tamale, minister awebugagane b'emuttaka yavudde Lucy Nankabirwa. Lucy ajamoka nkunyonyola. Lucy Nankabirwa yavudde n'aga nti abo n'abatunda mafuta baleme kuba nti bongeze ebbeeyi y'amafuta era n'akwatibwako wakuvunaanwa. Baleme kusa chance eno kuba nti babba bannayuganda.
Nze kyembasekererako. Nankabirwa yasoma masters mu conflict resolution. Naye tebamuyita takambaningangako president ku conflict zonna zagenzeeko. She has a masters
in conflict resolution.
Let me tell you, as an economist, a liberalized economy, it is demand and supply. You cannot get a gun to shoot prices. No.
Yes.
Prices even tezikubwaji.
Tezikuba masasi nti
yes. Kakati let us see. Enteta inamata ojikuba emigga yonse nyana yayo
tekisoboka era bategalina.
If these people do not have a shortage, that's why they don't correspond. Before this woman is talking about hoarding,
yes,
Nankabirwa would be sensible if she's talking about hoarding. But if we had a well-organized government, the Minister of Energy would have corresponded with the Minister of Health before he talks.
Okay.
The Prime Minister would know, he's a coordinator. What's the problem? The problem is these issues of vaccination.
What a company ekebera amafuta agayingira.
The intelligence yalibadema yikati kankubuli. To me, when I see soldiers removing Batembe on the streets, that is means they have suspected terrorist attacks in Kampala. That's what I do. I go early. Ndaba omuserikale akutte submachine gun. Nenda bayinena abaganda gye bayita kawana. Ene ina amasasi ageetoloola. Ngabatembe. That's not a Butembe issue. It has gone beyond the Kampala State Council. The military, the intelligence has received the information that we are likely to have a terrorist attack. To reduce casualties, the military comes in. When I see soldiers patrolling the streets of Kampala, ostensibly for Batembe, it's not Batembe, a knowledgeable man like me. ntegeera waliwo like explosion it can happen because these people are strategic. As you attack them in Congo,
okay,
bayinza okukoma nekoni yakikolako President Museveni sekiwadi pamisiri from Khartoum Operation Iron Fist. The moment our soldiers entered the southern Sudan, Kony attacked it, Soroti, Karamoja, and Imbari. And people are saying, we're asking the president in the press conference, why are we going there? Museveni said, okuba obulo oconcentrating kubungi kuno bumansuko jabuja. They are trying to divert him. Era bamukula bwe balira sente Amuru boys Netherlands. The soldiers did not return. They are not diverted from the main issues. Kakati, this is the Ruins Road.
Okay.
You can enter from Bondibujo, you can enter from Kasese. These have been nabadde nkuba akatambi ekiro oyo omusajja gwe boogera Baruku naye mwali
akulira
banoonya Baruku yali mukutta nakyobe mukupulaninga okutta nakyobe.
Are you serious?
Baruku yali mu meeting. Yes, and he shared some of the money.
Okay.
Kakati when you talk about Baruku has been a sheikh one mu muzikiti. Ekitegeeza abadde amuvinga. In fact, the people in Kasese we are seeing Baruku donning military uniforms.
Okay.
Ekitegeeza kakati bali mobile. Bayinza okukola ekintu kyekimu.
Obeera bonga betolola bayiteeri.
Kakati the military tejja kubuulira. But when I see excessive force mu kugoba abatembeeyi ku street mba ntegedde.
Waliwo kyebataakiriza.
Bayinza okuba nga baagala tupulantinga mu bbomu mu Kampala. Silent tell you Mutembeyi, get off. This is not the use of Mutembeyi. Akule kaluli, nokolera ku Christmas, katambula okolechi.
Oveo.
Ye analysis.
Before we go to Mutembeyi, field questions to Jimali ensonga ya mafuta egwetya.
Endonga ya mafuta temulina reserves. Countries resort to reserves.
Reserves.
Era Kenya kyebadde tukola. Temulabanga kekifaananyi. Kenya yasiba amafuta gafu. Idi Amin yagamba nti Uganda yali ekoma Naivasha. Nebaga nti dictator agala tulu. Niba blocking ki? Border.
Yeah.
Wamala okubreakinga border. Habyarimana najja because it was landlocked. Habyarimana najja to arbitrate between the two. Amin yavuga gaali ogenda ku airport. Temulaba ekifaananyi kya Amin nga
yes.
That was a fuel crisis.
Okay.
Kakati mukitegeere nti gundi that's the politics. As long as every time we get events in Kenya we suffer.
We suffer here.
You suffer here.
Yes.
You don't have reservoirs.
But the Kenya begenda mu kalulu. We suffer here. What
to store? What is our ministry of planning? Chobola nti amawanga agamu nga Mozambique. When you are landing up, you must be powerful. That's why I'm telling you. Till Rwanda, ni Uganda, one of us will dominate
the other.
Nti abaserikale ba Zimbabwe bagende Mozambique ne bakuma beira gundi okuyita ebintu byabwe. What brought the downfall of this man in Gambia? Jahama uyu gundi Zambia wa Gambia ekyamusula kyali ki Gambia bajigezaako jigatta ne Senegambia efuuke Senegambia ne Senegal ne Kigaana ku Ssajjawala. Kakati Senegal eyina ekitundu kyayo ng'okukituukamu oyitawa mu Gambia. This man closed that route.
Okay.
Nagana twakisiza Senegal
okuba ziyitawo
kuyiba anti ziyitawo. What did the Senegalese do to finance this man? And you remember, even the swearing in, this man gave from Senegal. The recognition government was in Senegal.
Yes.
Not in Dakar. Why? Movement of goods.
Tutulembesa kuba tutamuza ebyaffe.
The country must be powerful.
Must be very powerful. Okay.
Militarily. If the terrorists are disorganizing your railway, let us send the troops to guard the railway.
You're landlocked, you know, Kubanga or Inamanya.
Kubanga Kakati, the Kenyans, their problem now is like here. The vice president and the president are fighting.
But in the Tamale, why don't we stop interfering in Kenya politics?
They are fighting. Anti Kakati Kuburi, Singamo Bademu in our planners. The only planner in Uganda, Nabaga is a weather forecast until it is a good. Yes, because Kenya have been voting and we have been experimenting that events in Kenya help us. What would we do? All of the fuel tankers would go to Dar es Salaam.
Okay.
We relocate them to Dar es Salaam. That would be a strategic planning for the Ugandan government or to have reservoirs.
Tamale, wano omusajja yavaayo gundi Captain Mike Mukula okuba nti azimba vessel egenda kuba amafuta n'ogamba tate
agiteekako kabaka Mutebi
kati vessel kale sazo singa vessel tetuyamba singa vessel sazo tetuyamba
no much about Mukula can be even in hiding. I know Mukula. I know problems of Mukula. What
government yekoze ekyo kuba tekola vessels ngezo amafuta gabere gayita ku mazzi
kakati gwe bwobula abawasa muwalawo kyokola omulala wokukyalo n'omwambaza bulungi
nedda ssebo.
Yes,
kale
this is a tanker that was done by Mukula who has also strong links in Kenya to transport crude oil to defeat the pipeline. This is the Kenyan alternative that can we access the Kenyan, the Ugandan. Amafuta ge Kenya is an export of oil. Does it go mu pipeline?
No.
It goes by trucks.
Yes, by trucks.
Yes. Kakati Mukula yali connection ne Kenya.
Akuba pipeline.
The Kenyans are sitting down. Ngamu baba bakubinazi. Nabaganti bidi ko company ya Nicholas Reward.
Ye Kenya.
It has never originated from Malaysia, as they indicate. And it
is a Kenyan company?
They have 3 companies there. None of them originated from Malaysia. Let them raise their grey heads and I defeat them with the documents. Tiwari.
Okay.
Kakati nkugamba. Nti Mukula's strategy ye Kenya. The Kenyans are smarter. Okay, we have lost the largest percentage of oil can go through the pipeline to Tanzania. But can't we get money from these sleeping dogs? Let Mukula create a chitanka na yenga na yatu wala kurudu koi. Was he going to transport what? Achiteka kwa kabaka. Why don't you put it name it gundi? Emori. Niba Mukula batula. But was that if we never got we were stupid, was that chocolate? No. This thinking can be done. Having humiliated me for 8 years, abana bange bakulia mu bugubi. Family yange negulia mu bugubi. Nga kusibu werata. Ntakumala kujja okufukamirira. Nange kankumye kyosinga okwagala. Anti wagala bwa president nanka mbukube sijja kujja. Nanka kwate tape nziwe. Ijugo likuli mu mutwe kandi gani.
An eye for an eye.
I'm playing games with the Tamale Mirundi. Am I a village guy? I know he will come. Let us sit down on man. No. My family, if we have been eating mukene for the last 8 years, mukene, we are used to mukene. Because this is where we put us. If my children are going to poor schools for the last 8 years, they are used to poor schools. Why do I come in to help you? Let me surrender all of the tapes and the video tapes to the ICC investigation. Now we go you. Now I could make your single quarter. I don't understand. Why do you believe that when it comes to you, every person should panic to help you? When you have suffocated somebody's family, who never did anything to you? My mother asks me, nothing. Project and take a Mwanda where Yengo Lugosi. I become in Panama. So, kakati mukula ye group ya.
Group M.
Nti mukula believes the Kenyans are smart guys. The moment you allow one ship, the Ugandan goods were transported by steamers. What mukula is trying to do was done by Sai's Bell.
Okay.
Who created the port bill. Nti Kenyans are saying, how can we snatch a certain percentage of their crude oil? Kakati mukulaze strategy bajaga banga yeri akatageze
pipe
and you praise him
enough of the oil issue
na akili
muzee Tamale enough of the oil issue katugide ku nsonga y'okuba nti
ate oyo munamukolaje
issue tugimaliriza tugireka
tudde mutambule
tudde mu to work
nkubuli if it is a Kenyan strategy nabagamba I'm happy that you are normalizing relationship with Rwanda. Because me, I believe the Rwandese, President Kagame, you face a problem, one of sovereignty. Africans don't understand sovereignty. Nabaganti one time, President yali alambula Kabale, nakulosi into Rwanda, batu isabu binyo. Na reason bamukwata ne mumbu konti alina peace. I explained to Museveni's diplomacy did not believe him. Crossing from Kabale to Rwanda had immediately arrived in Kigali, he entered the conference. Are you entering your country? He would go back to Kampala, drive to Entebbe, board his presidential jet, and land at Kanombe International Airport and inspect the guard of honor.
Yeah.
That would mean that you protected their sovereignty.
The sovereignty, true.
But driving, unless you are driving together, there was a time when the president drove through Kenya to Tanzania. He was strengthening the unity and agreed position. And he made stopovers addressing the people, but he was stressing. I've been talking, we are trying to formulate, to revive the East African community, not talking about Uganda's dominance. Every country is very concerned about sovereignty.
Sovereignty yayo.
Kakati echokubira olina okumanya. The President Kagame naye himself suffers an inferiority complex.
How?
Anti yali junior. Si yali Rwejema. Yali director wachi. Military intelligence. Under who? Abaserikale bano tebamumulanga kakati basale but yefunza bani yali junior waabwe omanyi the junior issue does not go no. I think this part explains the conflict between 210 and century. When I saw Saleh for the first time, it was an age of Saleh. Kati if the two I involved in the border
on our 2010 at junior
the conflict can arise. So kita tabamu punishing yagamba nti mu Uganda
manyimu bagino babiri bokka
Museveni nani
ne Kayihura
but Kayihura was an aide
a junior to two
abaganda bagagwera bine je wali ondabye ubana kola ke uwo ngandi ausigala
byagwa
then you find me somewhere forget about my being a what.
But
girl. Once you move with it, no. Some people don't want to be reminded about their history.
True.
I think these younger people, can relate to President Kagame more than the senior officers.
Tugenda kuja kusoma ya Rwanda.
Go to him.
Tugenda kuja kusoma ya Rwanda.
Nabaga nti oyo mwana ayebale bamulwanyisa.
Adoni.
Ayebale is celebrated. Yava mawuli. Yakolanga marketplace. Is related to Mugwezi. Yawasa manyina wa Mugwezi. Oyo ayebale bali bamusi.
Ensonga katugire ddala ensonga eyo Rwanda talks zazzemu okuba zirizuminga era atandise okuba nti atugidde ekigali
nti ayebale bamulwanyisa era babadde bamukuba ayebale yabaleetera egundi nabagamba nti mu Uganda baataddemu a scientific monitoring station eya UN bali bakyogeddeko
mu Uganda no weeri.
Yes. UN yagirito yayebali yagirito not mentioned anywhere, but if it was done by Kabonero all of the newspapers would cover it. That's why enkoko eri amagi That's how I can describe you. You have created a celebrated diplomat. But because he does not come from certain families, he must be under the command, a European commander. That's what I rejected. I have the brain, you give me a budget, I operate, I never work under anybody. Playing a role of name to pacify Burundi. Yes, was leading the delegations.
Okay.
But you are like a papyrus. A papyrus, amazzi tegasa kyago. No, amazzi papyrus tete mwana ambazi. Ukulamu nkule. If this young man, Ayebale, was a Kenyan, a Nigerian, would be single monitor kuva, single monitor kuva, whatever kuva stolen. Popular Ramorian, some people are going to sue government. Do we have a right to education in Uganda? Which provision of the constitution has the government violated? Mr. Editor of the Monitor. 2, in a free economy, do we have, if we cannot have a minimum wage, can we have minimum school fees? Why? You have the brain. We are saying they are looking for publicity. If there is no minimum wage, how can you have minimum school fees? It's free. You go, some schools are international, some schools, even in the secondary schools, tell you a ceiling of school fees. What are you suing for? To get what government is entitled to you, has given to you. When some people go without food, is there a provision in the constitution that everybody should have free education? It was Museveni's initiative. Is it guaranteed in the constitution?
Okay. Chokoza kugamba mzee Tamale issue yango tuze kushuya Rwanda Ayebale and the Muhozi chokoza nti the young tax basobola kubona balagana mu President Kagame resolving issues in Zimbabwe
and nkubolira when you send Sale to Rwanda as a person who did the international relations who salutes the other
Kagame has to salute to Sale because yali junior we.
Let me give you a similar scenario. Amini yakwata omusajja ne Makerere yali awandika the white pumpkin akataba white pumpkin Amini namukwata the British government moved in to save the man. Amini was saying I'm going to execute him, but the white pumpkin bagikwata wa muntu ngagitaipinga. This is why if you were an author and you don't know how to type, we're in problems. Umuzungu yali tamanyi
kutayipinga
kakati agitwalewo omuntu
amutayipingireko.
Amindi's was intelligence was very efficient yabawanga sente naye bano abayiso sente zayiso olujja bano bagula ebizimbe bano abaana abali
ku ground bakola emirimu
badiso ne badda ku bubuizi bw'abantu. How can you have an intelligence organization that is poor? Miso ebyuma government esobola bisaite kubikulia data every day to monitor everybody bakwata yobo katika robots ba conversation na meeting ne video gun nenjiko miso ida staff erete baba tewali staff wa miso ina kamanda wayo ne direct ebisigadde for replace personnel technology bababba bumba mu miso
tebayerimba
limba miso ina abantu aba
babiri
for us for me I replaced the personnel bebasobola okunyaga n'okugula sente
technology
nabalabanga baba n'onyambo cannot operate these machines, cannot do what, can't we buy the people who work with him which nkirimu can you buy me
tekisoboka
tewali miso yababula tebanga yakulima nti wa miso kakati nkugamba ti failure to give sufficient intelligence juwa sente abayala bana ate bazijjawo sente zigenda kuwa kuona mbega teziriyo alina kujjayo piso nti wayisa ba abantu and in the process tafuna
information ni buli omu amukola
kubanga zino sente bazibye bo bananyinisi bagula ebizimbe. So how can you steal money intended for drugs? Intelligence is the drugs of the country which is sick. Nemuzibba nemugula ebizimbe nti baba n'abaana bajja kukolera bwereere n'abaana baŋŋamba bw'ontwale wa muzeeyi mubuulire ebituufu naye bano ffe bye tubawa kubafunire ennyota tujja bibamu. This is the problem. They rather sell them the information the people they are supposed to kubega than giving these people information who stole their money.
Okay.
Eso yokka yekola wano ekigadde bifu bamitalite gye baani bonna bakubaani why yasuulyamu sikandozi ddamuliro olwo kubanga ddamuli yali badde anoonyezebwa waliwo omusajja wano mumanyi waliwo ali wano wano wenyini mu kitundu muno ate gomya abantu mbwaseemwayi akuba abantu emiggo nazaala we n'enkoko ye tetunulwako simanya ate nazaala we yamuteeka mumanyinamukuba ebifaananyi nga 10 njagala mumutwalayo namutwala wa pulezidenti kayolenga kamunye kagenda nekambala kabeera wano akakasajja kabeera wano kabeera mu kitundu muno naawe kabeera wano gwenyini wano mweriya katikomeza abantu kaseemwayi. What I'm telling you, Idi Amin yayina efficiency gundi omuzungu bamukwata kati abangereza bagenda bakola ensobi nga muje mukola baleeta General Blair eyaduumirako Amin n'okutaatiiti as an insult. You know what, how Amin humiliated the man? Because who is supposed to salute the other? You are the head of the state, yes, but I commanded you. I mean, I'm not saluting only. Okay, play a chocolate. Okay, play saluting a high commissioner of Bungereza. Never was. I don't know state. The young gamba demu. Katichamu kubira. Overdom kubiranga me commander. You are not given the propaganda. Okay. Okay, play kubira. Salute. High commissioner of Bungereza. Jambo sa. Kakati Amin yakola. Humiliating a General Blair. He saw it as an insult. The Asian people, the British thought that the man who could convince Amin was his former commander. The former commander way. Okay. Amin looked at it as an insult. Why? Auntie, what will you want to go back to midday? Oh, Bamutumi Kuibaya and Fugako. Amin wanted to prove to General Blair. Cutting net or not net over now. Amin again, they were wasting there. Nibamuzimbira mukasisi ngaka yangu kalibeka General Blair yingira mu ayavula yamini bamuzimbiramu General Blair yingira mu ayavula nenga bebifana yaba kamera bayina we bakubira nga General Blair ajja ayavula kwa Amin tokera banga nakiraba General Blair yagenda mu Arua nibamuzimbira mu nsisira oyo janga nga General Blair ayina kwavula okulaba Amin. Amin n'agamba ti mbadde na mu kisiibo naye olunaku lwange alwonoonye abadde akyuma omwenge omanyi nti ffe twakulya emyaka gy'ensanvu nga tulina ebigambo ebi bibiri. Amin used to coin things. Omwenge baguyitanga Blair. Amin yagamba General Blair yabadde agunya omwenge humiliate him more amuyingiriza mu kasisira nga yavula. I'm going to if the British government believes that I'm still the soldier you commanded, I'm head of state, you're much humiliating. Okay. I mean, at Yagana Blair Yagam. Why would you say by him? I mean, in Agan to Runakuru and get food day. Such as that Java Dutch, to walk up with a Blair Kajan sound. For moving at Mita Wakuya, Wakuya, Minister wa Harris, Nadukane Sind. I mean, Nagam, Wakuya, you sent Zabantu. Would you be a Nangi? Mita Wakuya, carry the edge. But I mean, monitored. I mean, in fact, when you read the book, we in Uganda, Hokobori, to any of the Tanzanian officers captured the state. Bureau, Research Bureau, they found a lot of information that was being discussed by Tanzanian top security. Money. To open the wallet. Money. Have we infiltrated the all criminal gangs Money, I give them money. Money, pesa, pesa. You cannot plan to assassinate me nga simanyi.
Kubanga oteekamu.
Nteekamu. Programu zange nzimaintaininga nti. Sirawo. Nzimaintaininga nti. Sina a single coin from government for 8 years. Official.
Okay.
My allies in the government can give me here and there. Even if you were telling imotoka izo imputi ndoza baji mpajenji teka ku number plate ezange ate mafuta ate bati chali ebe chali iyo nze njoza dereva
wokanika service iyo
muwala wense kati yani
iyo
kati mumujifuna mukimu ti I did political science, this is a tag temusajjo ya chali waffe mulabo omukazi kakati nenjizayo I'll find awe bakwatira. What are you planning? Wacho
jikomyawo
nchimanyi nasoma political science nti omukazi kasobola banga kanyugidde empetayo otegere obufumbo
bukomyawo.
But otherwise, how can you maintain a vehicle without fuel, without feeding even the driver, without giving him allowances? Kitegeezo yuyange kati. Yes. Kakati nkugamba kyekyo. We are discussing nti if you go and send Ajevali, you get more from President Kagame than when you send Sale, putting a fools. Who still see him as
their junior
of the same one. This is a problem. Nti afeki nezenawu bonna balwana kuba Ethiopia. They use the same currency initially, but they fought to bloody war.
Okay.
Why did Afeki and Zenawi, who fought together in the bush to defeat Ogundi, the Ethiopian dictator, on Ogundi, Edukira mu Zimbabwe? Lwaki balwanaga? Sovereignty. We are independent now.
Okay.
How many countries? Senegambia yaremu. When we go to Sibajitani, is an Arab country. So kati waliyo n'okulwanaga kw'amaanyi eryawo bordering ne Saudi Arabia. Yemen. These were called satellite states. The Americans created a state and the Soviet Union created a state. North, South Korea. South Yemen, North Yemen. Pakistan is Bidi. Eastern Pakistan and Western Pakistan, which became Bangladesh. Bangladesh was West Pakistan, East Pakistan. Kakati, when they united Yemen, a president when they say they fought together. Yemen ended up annexed, and that's why they are fighting. There was a proposal here to form Ugatanza when Tanzania invaded us.
Ugatanza.
How can you form a unit when the population is against it?
Kali.
So things are being relaxed. Once you take it there, they are friendly. Once you take it there,